Welcome to Coffee Morning. Isn't it stunning today? Wow, we've got a beautiful day. I love a cold, crisp, sunny day. It's my favourite. Our dogs are feeling very down at the moment because they've got all sorts of stuff going on with them. So I'm going to take them for a nice walk. How are you all? Yeah, Mark's feeling pretty shitty. He's going to pop in though. He's feeling really shitty, very unlike him. He had to go back to bed this morning, and I don't think I've ever seen him do that. Or Mark, I'm not sure if keeps freezing. Oh. Can you see me? Oh, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Morning Emma, morning Nicole, morning Hazel, morning Bethan, morning Layla, morning Gabrielle, morning Leanne, morning Shoshana, Joe Pardon, Claire Ross Reed, Creatorholic, Raspberry Mojito, Vicky Edwards, Carol Moore, Susan Reed, Alison Dale, Paula, Nora, Jen Legg. Sorry if I'm missing anyone. It's going up very fast. If you've just come over for Instagram and you've never joined us here before, give me the hand waving emoji so I can shout out your name and welcome you. Welcome Joanne Ahern. Welcome Debbie Evans. Welcome. So, is anyone else? That just rang me there from Ireland. I wonder who that was. Somebody ringing Mark from Ireland.
Just double check, let's get back in. It sometimes cuts the feed.
Oh. We're just checking I'm still there. I think I'm still there. You can still see me, can't you? Hi, Lydia Smith. Hi, Bev Hartnell. Steffi Quinlan. Helen, 75, South Africa. Emma B. Susan Pruitt. T. Jane. Yeah. Yeah, exhausted. Zoe Zigzag. Struggling this morning. Had night sweats and awful perimenopause symptoms last night. Feel exhausted. Well, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to park our menopause chat at the end, just in case people don't want to listen to that. So I will definitely talk about menopause at the end. I'm going to talk about menopause quite a lot over the next few weeks. Hi, Amanda Whelans. Just because it's Menopause Awareness Month, and I know so many people suffer. I did a big shoot yesterday, actually, for Hello Mag, all about the menopause, and it just stirred me up again, just like how cross I am that so many women suffer. So we'll part that towards the end of this chat, and I'll try and answer your questions on HRT and all that sort of stuff. But first of all, I wanted to talk about dentists. Did anyone see this story about this woman? Let me see if I can find her name. Who has had to remove 11 of her own teeth. Oh, they've gone offline. It's no longer there. So I can't get you her name because Metro has gone offline. But this woman, she's had to remove 11 of her own teeth because she simply cannot get an NHS dentist. It's all right. Oh, Mark's come and got it for me. Thank you, darling. So this woman clearly, I mean, it's quite horrendous actually. She can actually just twist them out of her gums now. And that's because she has gum disease. So actually there was a dentist on the radio saying, well, this is the way that it always was, you know, back in the dark ages. Sometimes it feels like we're in the bloody dark ages again. Everybody would lose their teeth in their like 30s, 40s. They would just fall out from gum disease. But the thing about gum disease is, and this is where we so often bloody get it wrong, not thinking ahead. The cost to the NHS for patients with gum disease is huge. Do you know it can cause so many other problems in your body? Like if you've got disease in your mouth, it can affect everything to do with you. It can undermine your health. So the fact that so many people are unable to get any kind of dentistry because there just aren't enough NHS dentists. Well, actually, they had somebody on today saying there's enough NHS dentists, but there isn't enough provision, obviously, from the government. So, and dentists say that they can't survive by just doing NHS work. So, of course, they're going to take more private patients on than they are NHS. And people are just so frustrated. There were so many people phoning up. Oh my God, there was this poor woman that rang on the radio today. And she's got a condition that is through no fault of her own. She was born with it, where she can't make enamel. So consequently, her teeth have rotted through no fault of her own. And and she never smiles. I think she said she was 30 and she literally never smiles because she has these rotten teeth. She has been so proactive, contacting MPs, going up to King's College in London, who said that they couldn't quite believe it. Her condition is so rare because she has 2 conditions, so rare. And they were just fascinated by her teeth, but they couldn't help her because it's not covered on the NHS. So this poor woman that can never smile. I mean, it's just shocking. Lots of you there saying that you haven't been to the dentist for years because you just can't afford it. So I'm just looking here. This is obviously a lot of people's... Heather McCormack, some people think it's because people aren't brushing their teeth. But my husband has gum disease because of his diabetes. It's not nice. Yes, I mean, God, listen, if we were to, start, preventing people from having treatment for whatever their lifestyles were, there would be very little that people could get on the NHS. Actually, this specialist that they had on the radio today, did anybody ever use disclosing tablets when they were a kid? My mum used to get us for them all the time. You chew them, they have a dye in, and then the dye would show up the plaque on your teeth, and so you could go back and scrub. Yeah, we used to do it a lot. Tony Dashford, Millie Molly, I have hereditary gum disease, exactly. I don't care even if it's because you haven't been brushing your teeth properly. What about people that smoke? What about people that overeat? What about people that do drugs? I mean, we can't start saying it's your fault, so therefore you have to put up with it. But anyway, he was saying he thinks it's a single thing that you could do that could really, really help preserve your teeth is to go to disclosing tablets. You just get them from the chemist, you probably get them on Amazon. And do that for a few weeks and you'll have got the plaque. And then you can just do it every few days and you can really see where your teeth need to clean. Because I don't know about anybody else. I'm conning myself the whole time on how much I brush my teeth. I am. Are you? How often do you floss? I mean, in America, not flossing is as bad as not washing your hands after you've been to the loo. It's absolutely disgusting in America. They've managed to just get that into the psyche, but the Brits haven't really taken it up in the same way. Gum disease is also brought on by menopause, exactly, one of the 45 symptoms of menopause. Createaholic, I know someone who vomited due to health issues and that ruined her teeth, exactly. I mean, there's so many reasons. The thing is, we've got to get this sorted out. It's not fair that only wealthy people can get their teeth seen to at the minute. And of course, like everything else, COVID is now being used as, an excuse for these horrendous waiting lists. I mean, what about all these people when we were in the middle of the pandemic that were having to pull out their own teeth because they were in such pain? I mean, let's actually pause and think about that. It's medieval. I'm so sorry to hear that, Gemma. Gemma's mother-in-law has passed away from lung cancer. Yeah, I remember you telling us back in April. Well, I didn't remember it was April, but I remember you telling us. Someone somewhere, pregnancy and bad dentistry has buggered my teeth. Well, yeah, that's a very good point. How many of us over the years have been to a bad dentist? I have in the past. And I have 2 children and I've lost 2 teeth. And they say they say that, don't they? A tooth for every child. Because if you're deficient in calcium and all these things, but literally the baby will find somewhere to suck it from, effectively. Carol Tintus, I had a bad dentist as a child. Exactly. I mean, there's so many things that can lead to bad teeth. And the thing is, we have to look after our teeth because otherwise it can completely undermine our health. Yeah, really sorry for your loss, Gemma. Everyone's sending you love there. I hope you can see it. Also, osteoporosis affects the teeth. It certainly does. Hazel Malborn, my dentist was like a butcher when I was young. Gave me nightmares. Yeah, there's plenty of us that have got those stories, haven't they? Jackie Beach, my mum suffered for 3 weeks trying to get a dentist for a bad tooth. And is there any pain worse than a tooth or an abscess, a rotten tooth or an abscess? It is just agony. I don't know if you remember last year when I had a tooth go bad, and I was just popping painkillers and antibiotics, and nothing was doing it. It was absolutely awful. Gabrielle, my dentist is a fortune. Cost me £60 a visit. Can't get an NHS dentist near me. Well, look, so many of you saying that. I had to pay £400 for a crown recently, Lewis Craig. I know, me too. Stacey Randall says, is Stacey the only one that likes going to the dentist? I know quite a few people that like going to the dentist. I think it's all the smug buggers that never need anything done. Oh, I've been to the dentist. I've had a little polish. Thank you, Jacqueline Frost. Yeah, toffee is okay. Toothache is up there with being in labour. Might even be worse. No, no, maybe not. So, what about the queues, man? Have you seen the queues at Heathrow? Here we go again. Absolute hell at Heathrow. Hundreds queue for up to 4 hours at arrival after e-gates break down, as airport is quick to blame Border Force for chaos. Well, they're saying that they're trying to sort that out, so we just have to hope that they are. But it got me and Mark talking this morning about queues. Are you queue averse, or are you a true Brit where a queue almost excites you and you might even join it even if you don't particularly need anything from what's at the end of the queue? Are we the best queuers in the world? What do you think, Mark? You oh God, don't. You hate a queue, don't you?
Oh, I fucking hate a queue, guys. Sorry to bring the tone down.
You are too scared of queues.
Describe my airport face.
Oh God, just absolutely horrendous.
Even the
his
girls
airport
know about
face.
it.
It's
Well, the
just
girls.
so awful.
Does anyone else find airports really stressful at the best of times? I tell you what my theory on this is. No, I'll tell you what my theory on this is that the people who work there, obviously at the time that you're getting on a plane, aren't going on holiday, and they're fucked off about it.
Yeah.
So they all want to make the start of your holiday as miserable as sin. That's my theory on it. So they like to make you queue. I mean, when you get to America, they almost pull a gun out if you go into the wrong line, as they call it, don't they?
Oh, Ashley's going on holiday to Devon.
Hey! You're getting a plane.
Weeks. No, that's what he's saying. It's so nice. I won't have to go to the airport.
Queue jumpers are the devil, says Ash Muck. Yeah, what do you feel when someone jumps in front of you in a queue?
Tell them what you did once.
What did I do once? Good God, that was so sudden and sharp.
Do you remember the queue you jumped when you put the baby on your shoulders and just...
Oh my God.
We were desperate.
We had a connecting flight in America years ago, and Maddie was a baby. And they did this. Well, it was announced that basically our flight was delayed and was cancelled, and there was no other flight out of, where were we?
And we had nowhere else to go.
I think we were in Las Vegas.
And we had 2 young children.
We had Izzy, who was about 12. And
we had Kiki. Kiki was a baby.
No, Kiki wasn't born. Maddie was Maddie. Maddie was a baby.
Oh, was she?
And we couldn't get out of Las Vegas. And basically, I've never done it before. I popped Maddie on my shoulders. I leant over. What did I do? I can't remember what I did. It was
you just kept saying, excuse me, like it was official.
Yeah.
And we were just hanging on to
and
his
it was
back.
really weird.
And we did it. Everybody moved
No,
out.
but do you remember that? I'll never forget that woman. I was so official that she kind of just looked at me and went, "Okay, I'll sort you." It was just weird amidst a crowd.
It was sheer desperation.
It was like escaping Wuhan.
Yeah.
We watched the morning show last night. Can I just say, episode 3, not giving anything away because they cover COVID, the director should be shot. That was about as panic-stricken as going to the tube and no one's on it.
It's awful.
Awful.
Awful, this series.
So what we're saying, Q, are you a good queuer?
I think I won't, like, it depends. I would never queue for a sale. I just can't be bothered with that sort of a queue. I never queue for a, to try clothes on.
Right.
I'll just think, I'll just take it home and then I'll bring it back.
Oh, what, a queue for the dressing room?
Oh.
Changing room? I hated that.
Can
we talk at some point about the
I hate
lengths
queuing
men go
for
to
a
waiting in
coffee.
shops for women
I
to
hate
try things
queuing
on?
for a coffee. That's really boring. In fact, I don't think I queue.
Yeah, I think queuing for an espresso is counterintuitive because you're wanting it to go faster with your day and nothing's fast about getting
We
it.
hate queuing for a restaurant, don't we? We won't go to a restaurant if you can't book a table. Because there's something just horrible, just standing, watching people eat and waiting. There just feels something desperate about
But
it.
there's a particular type of queuing at fairgrounds and all that. That's really miserable because, of course, you queue all that time to get 1.5 minutes of fun. I hate queuing.
Like I could. Oh yeah, that's a big
I hate queuing.
misnomer to me. How people can queue 5 hours for a ride that's going to be 2 minutes. Come on, are any of you? I bet some of you are those, aren't you? Well,
Ellery Jones, I get fast tracked as I normally travel with my friends to get assistance. And I look at you with envy as I see you fly through the really fast tracks. Just watch your vlog, let Mark film more of your messy wardrobe. We love it, Alison Dale.
I've just cleared it up. Have you seen upstairs?
No, I haven't.
And I've done the bathroom and the thing. I've been up there for hours this morning just doing that.
Ashley, in traffic I'm a good queuer, but not going in stops or tills, shops or tills. Yeah, I'll just walk out. Yeah, it's terrible as well. But also there's that thing, having worked in a shop, there's that thing that when you turn around from a queue, there's the person who leaves a queue and wants to make it known to the shop assistant they're not happy. So they do this, they go...
Yeah.
Don't they? They go, get in your island, I'm out of it.
Yeah.
But then there's the person, which I like to think I do all the time, which is I just go straight out as if I've forgotten something. I go, oh, like that.
Yeah.
Sort of pretend, shit. And I go like that.
Do you?
Because otherwise the people in the shops feel really bad at their job.
Yeah. I hate the Zara queue. Zara is the worst shop for queuing. It always snakes around the whole bloody shop. It's so annoying when you've gone all the way around, you've got an armful of stuff, and then you get to the queue and I go, oh no, I'm going.
Yeah. Someone's asking.
Do you
I'm still
dump
waiting
the
for my
stuff
results.
or do you put it back?
That's a good question. A couple of times when I've been in a supermarket, I will pop the stuff back. But I'm one of those people who goes all the way back round and puts them where they came from. Because I feel bad for the shelf people, shop assistants.
I'm afraid I don't.
Where do you put
I'm
it?
not going to be honest.
You just put it on the side.
I would love to say that I
Hang on a
could go
minute.
back and put everything back, but I don't.
I've got a bit of a thing to take up with you here. Queuing in a you never queue in a supermarket. You get your family to queue in the supermarket while you run around causing carnage, adding things. You don't do the queuing.
I like to shop when there's a queue, when someone else is queuing for me. No, but the thing is with this, Mark, is it cuts down the time we're in the supermarket. Finish off the shopping while one of you queues. I don't know why you've always had such a thing about
Because then you're not helping with lugging it all onto the thing.
Oh
getting
God,
it all...
poor baby you.
No,
You can't lift the toilet roll on your own. Or the fish fingers are really heavy.
But sometimes there's
what is wrong with
we'll
you?
do that as a different chat. There's the etiquette, isn't there? And the rush. Because sometimes you'll get a till assistant who for that day,
Yes,
and I
Marcia.
understand why, they get a till assistant who for that day, their challenge is to see how many customers they can leave piled up with stuff because they can't get it in bags. Apparently this is what they do.
I don't even understand what you're talking about.
Because you never stand at the till, you wouldn't.
Look at his new
It's
outfit.
really nice. We'll show it in the
Oh, her
vlog.
new outfit is so cute.
Really nice, really nice. I wondered what you were looking at there. I was thinking...
So, go woke. Mark's very passionate about this. I hadn't actually seen this story, but he's given me the edges of it, and it's quite scary.
Right, okay. Before I go into this story is about Oliver...
I don't like this little man.
This little man. Oliver Dowden, who's the culture secretary. I just wanted to know... Right, here's our... I think woke originally was a great thing and is a good thing.
To be awake to the world.
To be awake to the world, to redress imbalance, to increase visibility, to maintain diversity, all of those things. I think the word woke, a little bit like snowflake, has become weaponized and adulterated, and that just means something negative, when actually at its core, there's a really important thing there. That said, I think that there are some instances where woke can be almost over-pursued, or a wokish thought or a wokish thing can be over-pursued, and it ends up doing a disservice to the very people or groups of people that it sets out to help.
Yeah.
And that's where I sit on it. So I'm not anti-woke at all. I'm pro-woke, but I just think the word woke needs a new PR team to resuscitate its image.
And I would say... Sorry, I'm just putting the feedback in. I would say...
What do you think? Do you agree with that at the moment? Sandy,
I would say-
I'll move on in a minute.
I would say having young daughters, a lot of the things that I used to say,
Oh, yeah, he was culture
and I
secretary.
used to think with no bad intention, I have been awoken to the fact that they can be insulting or hurtful.
Yeah.
And that surely is about growth and, you know, we should all be willing to change and listen. And some of the stuff our girls have faced us with, we've completely resisted and gone, what are you talking about? That's not insulting. I didn't mean anything by it. And I've actually become awoken to what they're trying to tell me. And that's growth and that's good.
Yeah, and I think that's really important. I think the girls, and I think again, this is a really important thing that the actor Richard E. Grant said years ago, which is stay plugged into younger generations, because you don't have to sign up to everything. Let's not say everything young people say is right.
Yeah.
Often it isn't, and sometimes it's bloody stupid.
And in fact, even Maddie said the other day, it's got to the point now where even her generation
Get worried.
feels so worried about everything that they say that
Yeah.
somebody is going to take offence.
So here's the thing. So, thank you for correcting me. Former Culture Secretary Oliver Dowden has stepped up what he would call his attack on woke culture. But he's used this phrase, if you go woke, you'll go broke, to arts organisations. This will be theatres, this will be art centres, this will be musical groups, this will be dance groups. It'll be all those things that perhaps a lot of people couldn't give a fuck about, but are the kind of absolute bedrock of creativity in this country. He said, if you go woke, you'll go broke, i.e. if you go too woke, we're going to stop funding you. Now, I personally think this is really dangerous. I don't know what anyone else thinks.
When you laid out what this could actually mean, I
Yeah.
found it very scary.
So the idea is that we can all agree that, let's put the word woke aside, political correctness can go too far in the opposite direction. We've said that, and it does a disservice to the very thing that it's purporting to do, which is regain equality and equivalence and all that. But this, I worry. I see where it's coming from, and this is what worries me. The Tories have got no opposition. They don't need to worry about what they say, and they can say this, and they can push back against any liberalism they see anywhere, and it's going to appeal to their voters. And as someone said, whilst I agree, there are times where you think, God, this has gone too far. Once upon a time, something like women's suffrage or apartheid or fighting for racial equality could have been described as woke. See what I mean? And I just think it becomes really problematic and troublesome if, the government is going to dictate and have some criteria or definition for
Because
what
who are
constitutes
they to decide?
woke.
Yeah, who? I mean, that really is the thought police then, isn't it?
But here's the other end of the spectrum as well. Rather than saying to people, for me, the point of the arts and creativity and culture and what have you is to be able to express whatever you want, sort of freely, without it obviously hurting anyone else, but whatever political persuasion you feel. If more left-wing, and let's use the word for the sake of it, woke-leaning people want to set up non-profit making, really hard to run, grassroots arts organisations to promote whatever it is they're promoting, but no one who doesn't believe in all of that does it matter?
Sarah Begley, so let me get this straight. The arts are now getting controlled.
Precisely. You go woke, you'll be broke. So they're basically saying, we'll cut off your cash. And I just think this is concerning for me, because I do think the cultural, I don't think your mum for a kiss. I do think the cultural fabric of this country has been decimated with lockdown and the pandemic, and now we're going to have this next attack. I heard the Culture Secretary say yesterday, get this, we're all critical of the BBC at times. She actually said, when asked, will there be a BBC in 10 years' time, she said, I don't know. The only country in the world that has a truly objective, okay, yes, it's a bit left-leaning. I mean, one thing she did say was, we need a BBC that isn't just being made for children of people who work at the BBC. Fair point. But I think the idea of the BBC, you can't query. So anyway, I just wanted to say that. I'm just curious to know what you think. Leave your comments below. I just thought it was, I think it's a bit worrying.
I really do. I agree with everything you say. And it just scares me, the more and more controls and powers that this government want.
Yeah.
I mean, did you hear yesterday about the tagging of people that have the sober tags?
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
The first thing that struck me when I heard it was, we are in 2000 AD Judge Dredd. I saw the future that Blade Runner presents, and I thought it's not going to look as fucking cool as Blade Runner. It's going to look like Bromley with tags on. No disrespect to Bromley, we live near there.
I've never
Do you know
felt
what I mean?
so controlled in my life.
Yeah.
Every time we give away another one of our freedoms, we're in more and more trouble.
Yeah.
How can you tag people to not drink alcohol?
Well, no, I think I heard Pretty or someone stressing, if you commit a crime, you'll do your time for the crime, but if it's attached with alcohol, you'll also receive some kind of rehabilitation. That makes sense. But it's
it's not rehabilitation. They're just not allowed to drink. I don't think they get any rehab. And then they said, they were saying yesterday, and of course we wouldn't do that with alcoholics because it'd be very dangerous for an alcoholic to suddenly stop drinking. And I thought, well, how the hell are you going to be able to determine who's an alcoholic and who isn't?
Yeah. It's just curious, just popping back to the BBC thing. Davis Moore, BBC has become a very Tory-leaning channel in the last 11 years. I love it when this sort of thing happens. So you've said that. That runs against everything people in the opposite camp are saying, and yet there are many people who think that the BBC is right-leaning. It's astonishing how perspectives can be so different. But I think the point of the BBC is to have a non-commercial source of news. I mean, if I'm honest, I don't watch it much anymore because I don't think it goes into things deeply enough. I sometimes listen to Radio 4, but I just find it a bit... But I think we should all be able to agree on the idea that you have one public service broadcaster that is essentially there without any alignment to a political party. There are a lot of people, quite opposite to you, Davis, would say they're aligned to the left wing. So sorry, yeah, what were you just saying a minute ago?
What about?
Just then. What was it you just said just before? Oh, about the alcohol tag.
Yeah, we'll do that maybe tomorrow.
I think it's astonishing.
It was quite, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't read anything about it. I just heard it halfway through a conversation on the radio, and I was like, I haven't heard a thing about this.
Yeah, I heard about it yesterday. I mean, my first thought was, oh my God, Britain is going to be Blade Runner, but without any of the beautiful scenery or amazing camera work.
Yeah.
Okay, I also flagged this one up for Nad, so you're going to talk about the menopause. It's menopause month and what have you. But Gove on the dance floor, guys. Not love on the dance floor, but Gove on the dance floor. What do you think of that?
What did you think?
What did I think? Oh, sorry, I thought you were asking them. Okay, I had a couple of things here. I thought the last time he was on the dance floor, everyone was laughing at him, and I thought that there's a discomfort. It happened with Trump. There's a discomfort when you just laugh at someone for doing something that is perhaps not cool or whatever. It was dad dancing. He's a dad dancer, isn't he, Jenny Scammon? You're absolutely right. So it's a little bit cringe.
Try not to think about it.
Yeah, it's a little bit cringe. And my first thought on it was, let's not lampoon him again. But you made a really interesting point that I hadn't even thought about really, which is that it's just given the struggles everyone's going through, seeing this man dancing like a moron.
Well, I just think the jubilant atmosphere of the Tories.
Jen Legacy's having a good time, leave him alone. That's what I thought.
The jubilant feeling with this, and I know that's what conferences are about, but I just find on the day that the universal credit is being cut by 20 quid, I know it was supposed to be only temporary, but fuel prices have gone up, gas prices have gone up, food prices have gone up, and when a chancellor that is worth 200 million is standing there, and when Dominic Raab was just on the radio saying nobody would have to choose between heating and food. How do you know that?
Yeah.
It was like, I mean.
So how does this tie in with?
Well, I just think the country feels like it is in a mess, and I think jumping about and dancing and drinking gin and tonics and Boris buffooning around and talking about how somebody or other can now get internet in their Scottish crofter's cottage. It's like,
is that what he said?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes, that was part of his levelling up. That's what he said yesterday to Nick Ferrari. It's like, get your feet on the ground, guys, and actually listen to how people are struggling and what people are pulling out their own bloody teeth. We are in a mess, and I don't think it's a time. I think they should be, to have Dominic Raab, for instance, saying nobody's going to choose between heating and food. You cannot say that.
No.
You can't from your position, because people are, and some people are going to feed their children and not feed themselves, and I just think I think they'll do themselves a lot of harm this conference, because they don't seem to be showing any empathy whatsoever.
No, I disagree. I mean, I don't think they're going to do themselves any harm. I think what I'm seeing there is the freedom of knowing there's no opposition and that they're not languishing in the opinion polls. They're going to call they're going to call an election in 18 months, they're going to win it, and it's going to be, that's it. Just to give you the story, Michael Gove was dancing with another Tory MP to Whitney Houston's I Want to Dance with Some Tory. The Sun has got, I Want to Dance with Some Tory. And he's cutting some moves. It's a bit fumbly, and they knock each other about a bit, elbows in the eyes.
Oh, they're out. Oh, it's an evening.
Yes, an evening.
I thought you meant you danced into the conference.
No, what, like Theresa May?
Because I hadn't seen it. Oh, right.
No.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
He was out at a
Oh,
Tory
if it's
do.
out at a do.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
I don't think there's anything. I thought you meant he danced into the conference
No,
to the music.
that would be quite something.
That's
there
what
he
I
goes.
thought.
Do you want to see a
Oh,
photo
that's
of him?
fine.
Do you want to see a photo of him? Here he is. I mean,
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, I thought that.
No, I don't mind that at
There he
all.
is, having a good time.
Yeah, no, that's all right. Sorry, I thought you meant he was dancing around
Oh no, sorry.
with serious matters.
What, dancing around whilst delivering a speech?
Well, I thought he danced in.
No,
Before to a speech
Well,
to
but he's-
music, which I don't think is
Right.
appropriate at the moment.
But no, when you go to
I thought he danced.
when you go to the footage, he's having a right old shindig with his
Good for
his
him.
mate. Yeah, absolutely. So there you go.
Right. Oh, it's half an hour. Okay, I'll
There
tell
go.
you
So
what.
I'll leave you.
I'll do a little bit on menopause now because I said I would,
go
but I'm
kill
going to do
over.
a longer one because we're already at half an hour and
There's a
I've got to do
welcome
another
there
thing.
and a happy birthday to Bev Berry.
Welcome Thomas Arthur to the members area. Welcome Thomas Arthur to the members area. Thomas Arthur, Thomas Arthur, Thomas Arthur. Welcome to the family guest area.
Just waving.
And happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Bev, happy birthday to you. Yes, so, right, I just want to, I'm going to be doing a bigger menopause film. Live and film because for Menopause Awareness Month. If those who aren't interested in menopause want to go now, you can. I'm just going to do like 5 minutes or so before I go off because it was in the title. But first and foremost, anyone that thinks they might be struggling or just wants to get more informed, go and check out the menopausedoctor.co.uk website because all your questions are answered there. That's my doctor. That's the doctor I use. And one of the most important documents on there is all about how to ask your doctor for help. Just a few fascinating facts for you. Only 41% of medical schools teach doctors anything about the menopause. That's shocking when you think 51% of us go through it and you can have something, there's up to 45 different symptoms. And things like osteoporosis, heart disease, Alzheimer's, so many things contributed to the menopause, and yet doctors don't have to learn about it. In fact, somebody the other day was saying that they went in to the doctors and the doctor to ask about the menopause, and the doctor Googled it right in front of her. So, you know, there's a huge, we are ignorant. So many women, I was completely ignorant to it. We're not taught it at school, and it can have a massive impact on your life. You can end up, women end up leaving their jobs, their relationships, they can fall out with their kids, and they can end up feeling that it's all because of them, and that's desperately unfair when it could be just a hormone deficiency. So just a few things that I've learned, right? You can have a menopause at any age, so never let a doctor tell you you're too young. Perimenopause, Jenny Scam, perimenopause is actually the best time to go on HRT. I didn't go on HRT until 8 years after I'd had my menopause. And I wish to God I'd gone on it when I was in perimenopause. So if you've been having erratic periods, if you've had any 2 or 3 or 4 of the menopause symptoms, or even one, check them out. There'll be a list somewhere of all the menopause symptoms. Then you may be eligible for HRT. HRT is no longer made from horse's piss. We no longer get estrogen from the hormones in horse's piss. And a lot of people still think we do. We don't. It's taken from a yam. It's a yam extract and it's bioidentical to the body. I'm going to show you my little routine actually. I'm going to film my routine of doing my HRT so you guys can know. Ruth Blandford, your GP doesn't know what he's talking about if he said it doesn't help with anxiety. Go to the menopausedoctor.co.uk website. She is the leading professional on menopause, and anxiety is a huge symptom of the menopause. I mean, it fundamentally changed. I got anxious about everything. I didn't used to get anxious before my menopause. Headaches, migraines, insomnia, the sweats, aching joints, weight gain. I mean, the reason why you gain weight around your belly when you go menopausal, this is what my doctor told me. This isn't me telling you this. This is what my doctor told me that I can share with you. And she's the top menopause expert. She said basically your body is desperate, is starving for testosterone. And there's traces of testosterone in your belly fat. So it hangs onto the belly fat to try and get some of the estrogen, but that estrogen is inefficient and it won't help. Testosterone, you know, if you don't have testosterone, if you're really low in testosterone, you'll be exhausted. Come 3 or 4 o'clock before I've taken testosterone, I'll just be absolutely knackered. It will totally destroy your libido if you don't have testosterone. Exactly the same for men. Testosterone is the thing that fuels our libido. Mental focus, clarity, you know, that's also fed by testosterone. And I had none. I had 0 testosterone. So, you know, it's really, really important that you know what to ask for. There's a really good free app called the Balance app that's also that my doctor, Louise Newson, she was the one that's in the Davina documentary created, and it's free and it really helped you chart your symptoms. Anxious about silly things, something awful will happen, and dryness. Well, yeah, that goes immediately with estrogen. And if you can't use estrogen patches, you can use estrogen internally. I mean, you have to obviously have that prescribed. All of this has to be prescribed. Hello, Jen Legs. It's my first day of HRT today. I'm excited to become my old self again. Oh, that's so wonderful. Now, listen, on that, Steffi Quinlan, I'm going for testosterone in my next appointment. Great. On that, now, it's not always all plain sailing for everyone. And when I first start, I feel really sorry for people that might start on HRT and they get a bit bloated and then they come off it, because that does pass. And the benefits once you've got through. No, like some of my friends have gone on HRT and they didn't have anything weird at all and it kicked in straight away and they felt fantastic. But, you know, some people, it takes a little longer, and it took longer for me. It took me 3 or 4 months to settle with it. And I did have real bloating and I had tender boobs and I had all of that. But my God, it was worth it. It was worth sticking through it. It really, really was. But as I said, I'm going to do a bigger chat on this. But for now, today, anybody sitting here wanting to know more, go to that website, type in any question you've got and your question will be answered. Follow Dr. Louise Newson on Instagram. She's great on there, like so much stuff going on. Follow Davina McCall. She does loads on the menopause. Follow, oh my God, Liz Earle, EARLE, because she's a great natural health advocate as well. But even she eventually said, oh, right, what I needed was HRT. And it's just really fascinating to listen to her podcast. So there's so much information out there now, guys and girls, that we don't need to any longer. Yeah, GP can prescribe testosterone. They can. We don't need to any longer, you know, be living in the dark ages. On the 29th of October, there is a rally up to Westminster. This is trying to get a private members bill through for lots of changes to be made, actually, for menopausal women. One of them, of course, being prescription charges. Why should we have to pay for the prescription? I mean, you know. I'm so glad about that, Steffi. Oh, I'm so glad. Steffi just saying she saw Dr. Louise and life has changed. Now, obviously, Dr. Louise is a private doctor. She's actually very angry that she's a private doctor. She said what she would like more than anything is to have an NHS clinic for menopause. She would like to be working in a hospital, but they just don't fund it. Now, there are a few specialist menopause clinics dotted around the country. But if you get yourself informed from that website and you go to your GP knowing what you want and knowing what your rights are, then you have a good chance of getting what you need. And if HRT isn't right for you, you need to be given some other options. And if you still that your doctor doesn't listen to you, you change your doctor, because honestly, I can't stress enough how much I wish I had started this earlier. Oh, you don't pay in Wales, Ellen. Wales and Scotland, so much easier with so many things. Exactly, Jen Legs. Okay, my darlings, I've got to go. I've got loads on, but I promise you I'll be doing another menopause film. But meanwhile, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I love you. And I'll see you soon. Bye.